Okay, now this is part 2 of the Java arithmetic intro. And so now on our notes, we should be at number 6 and not number 31, as your notes seem to say. So the operator precedence is what we're talking about, the order in which operators are used. We called this in algebra or other math, we call it order of operations. It's the same idea. And so it's going to be very similar. And so parentheses, of course, are the higher precedence. They come first before your other arithmetic operators, and that is what we're used to, so that's not a problem. The higher precedence would be, after your parentheses, would be a multiplication. And I need to get my pointer here. So it would be multiplication, division, and modulus, or remainder. Now, once you have them on the same line, you need to do them in order from left to right. So you want to go from left to right. So you can't just pick whichever one you want. You don't want to go multiplication, then division, then modulus. You need to go how they show up from left to right. So we will give an example of that here in just a second. And so as we go on here, then the next precedence order would be a plus sign or addition operator, and then the subtraction operator. And again, when those are on the same line, you do whichever one comes first from left to right. Don't do pluses and then do subtractions. You got to go in order from left to right. So an example would be something like this. Okay, so here are some problems that magically appeared. And so here we have a situation where we have division and multiplication. And so what do you do first? They're the same priority, and so you go from left to right. The first thing you see is division. So you do your division first, and you get 20 divided by 4 is 5. And then the next thing you do is the multiplication. And so the final answer on this one is 25. It simplifies to 25. Now, some people might want to do this first, and if you do, you're going to get 20 divided by 20, which is 1, a completely different answer. So it is important what you do. Now let's take this. How many times in my algebra classes have I seen students go 10 minus 7? And they get 3. I've seen it many times. Well, you go from left to right. The first thing you see is a subtraction operator. So you're going to go 8, and then you're going to go plus 5, and so you're going to end up with 13. If you do it the wrong way, you're going to end up with 10 minus 7, which is 3, which is, again, completely different than what it really should be. And that should simplify to 13. Okay, next up is... let's pause this for a second. Okay, next up is on page 12. You have 6 problems there that you need to work. So this will be practicing the order of operations, or the operator precedence, and also be practicing your ability to divide ints by ints and do modulus, the remainders, and all that. So go ahead and do these, and then pause the video, and then come back and check the answers out when you're done. Okay, so hopefully you have done all these problems, and I'll just come back here and sneak in a peek. So here we go. This is how it works. So you have modulus, multiplication, division on the same line, and you go from left to right because they're all the same order. And so you do the modulus first. 20 divided by 3 is 16, is 6, remainder 2. And since modulus means remainder, it's going to be a 2. And then you bring the rest down. I would suggest, if you struggle with this, that you do one thing at a time. Now, some of you can handle more than one at a time, and that's fine. Okay, the next thing is left to right. You're going to do multiplication for division, and so you end up with a 10. And then you have 10 divided by 3, which is not 3.111. It is, or 3.333. It is just a 3, because remember, int divided by int has to be an int. Cut off, chop off that decimal. Okay, number B. All right, so the first thing here, you do the parentheses first. And we just keep everything else the same. 3 times 5 is 15. The next thing is now we're left with, we have to do the modulus next because modulus and division are on the same precedence. So you go from left to right. 20 divided by 15 is 1, remainder 5. So we were looking for a remainder, so it's 5 now divided by 3. And 5 divided by 3 is 1, remainder 2, and we chop off the decimal, and so it's just 1. All right, C. C is, you have just subtraction and addition all on the same line. There's the same precedence. So you go from left to right. So 12 minus 7 is the first thing that shows up. And that is 5. So that's 5. And then you have plus 3 minus 1. And then now you do the plus because that's on the left side. That's leftmost. And so 5 plus 3 is 8. And then you're left with 8 minus 1. All right, so then D, you do the parentheses first, so it's going to be 12 minus 10 minus 1. Okay, you do the parentheses first. Now you have two subtractions. You go from left to right. 12 minus 10 is 2, and then 2 minus 1 is 1. The last one does both precedence lines. So the first one, you have a plus, a modulus, a minus, and a division. The modulus and the division are on the same order of precedence, and so you go ahead and you do the left one, the one you see on the left first. So 9 modulus 5, 5 goes into 9, 1 with 4 left over, so it's going to be 10 plus 4. 9 modulus 5 is 4. Now, in this case, the 8 and the 5 aren't affecting what you just did here. So we could actually do this at the same time, which we will. And so 8 divided by 5 is 1, because 5 goes into 8 once. We don't want the decimal. We cut it off, so you're left with 1. Now you've got plus and minus go in order from left to right. So 14 minus 1 is 13. All right, then you go over here and you do the parentheses first. So that leaves you with 19 modulus 5 minus 8 divided by 5. Notice how then you have modulus and division on the same priority, and so you do the one on the left first. And so 19 divided by 5 is 3 remainder 4. Modulus looks for remainder, so it's 4. And then we'll go ahead and do this at the same time. 8 divided by 5. 5 goes in once, cut off the decimal, and then you're left with 3. And that is it. So tonight's homework, which I will post, if it hasn't been posted yet, I will post, it will deal with practicing these types of things. So make sure you have your notes at home when you do the homework. And that's it. Thank you very much.